I take refuge in the one bright mind, the teachings of truth, and the people who practice loving kindness. It is possible to have a silent mind. It is completely possible to discover the place in each of us that is still and silent. And it's not about, I've got to do a lot of stuff in order to make something happen. But rather it's about allowing the breath and the body to be as it is. And without fighting your own being, to move to a place of stillness. And when the body and mind are still, there are things to be seen that you can't see. This is not an ultimate goal of practice. It won't be the point of that, walking around like a zombie. But there are things you can see in stillness and things you can know from that place that are vital, that inform our lives. I think it is also, I know it's also possible to just say, okay, for a few minutes I'm going to turn off my mind. And you just let nothing happen. It's not a matter of letting nothing happen, not a matter of doing anything, just stop doing. So when we actually completely stop doing, the breath will still be there. It becomes very subtle, almost not breathing. Mind is clear. And yet there is still complete awareness. When we find that all of the activity that we think is who we are stops, and we find that we are still filled to the brim with life energy, it begins to help shift our view. Our life is not a function of frantic activity. Our life is not a function of frantic thought. Our life is not a function of accumulation. Our life is not a function of getting everything feeling good. Those are, part of the biology of being human. But our life is already whole and complete. That which is essential is always essential. And that which is essential, when we begin to taste the still, bright spaciousness of awareness itself, and realizing that it permeates everything. Permeates everything. That what we think of as all these objects and things that we're so bounced around by are nothing but the vivid expression, the active expression of the great mystery, which is still and silent. So one of the ways I always like to do this is if you're listening to music and you open your awareness up and you listen to music with your whole body, you can even close your eyes, you listen to music with your whole body, and then you watch the music arising and you see that the whole body is always there, the whole body doesn't change, and yet there is movement of the music. It's like things are morphing in place. It's kind of cool. Again, it's not the goal of spiritual practice. No, it's an interesting way of being curious about the nature of mind and being curious about the nature of yourself. And when we have that kind of curiosity about these things, we look into them. We investigate. And that curious investigation of the nature of mind, that curious investigation of the nature of what is this life, where do these come from, I think will take us a lot further along the spiritual path than dogma will. A lot further along the spiritual path than shoulds or oughts. That curiosity into the fundamental nature generates a kind of love, a kind of enthusiasm, which I think is vital for the spiritual path. So may you walk the path with great curiosity.